Rachel, you know that I've been going on and on about COVID scripture and asking the staff team to share what their COVID scripture is. Um, I know you have two.
Yes.
Could we start with the one that is possibly my second COVID scripture as well? The picture that you had at the start of lockdown about the careless gardener.
Yeah. Well, it was during a staff meeting, and I was saying how vulnerable I felt having to be online, just putting everything out there and not feeling very much in control. And I suddenly got this picture of a gardener just throwing seeds carelessly, generously everywhere, reminded me of the parable of the sower.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, should I be worried about where these seeds are landing? You know what, should I be worried that they're falling amongst stones or amongst thistles?
Yeah.
And I just felt God saying to me, no, just throw your seeds carelessly into the wind and let them settle wherever they land, because it is up to me what happens with them, not you. You're not in control of this. God, I am in control, and it is up to me what happens with them. And I felt so encouraged that morning, and I was so excited about it. And I remember just trying to be so adamant with the staff team, saying, we've got to be careless with what we do. It's not just being generous. We've got to be really careless and be flamboyant in sending out the seeds that God is asking us to just throw flamboyantly into the air, because it is up to him.
It is. And we've come back to that picture again and again, haven't we? And we have really been sustained by it. And it's kept us going when things have felt a bit tough.
Yeah.
We've kept going. But God has been generous, hasn't he? Every now and again, he's given you a glimpse of where the seed might have fallen. Could you just tell me one of your favorite stories?
One of them is a little girl who, they used to live in Egham. They're friends with another family in Egham. And I was messaged to say, we're watching Footprints and we live in Scotland.
Yeah.
And one week she actually joined us on one of our Zoom sessions as well. And I think that was really encouraging to know that and be told that we're sustaining that family until they can find a church to settle in Scotland. So that was one of my seeds that I just threw out there and landed somewhere, which I didn't know anything about to start with.
I just want to say that if you haven't watched any of the Footprints videos, you can find them on our YouTube channel. And I know that each time that I do, I am blown away by the quality of it, but I'm also really fed by it. It's aimed towards children, but the message is all age. So, you know, whether it's while you're cooking or whatever, if you don't have children at home and it's not your primary church, can I just encourage you to tune in every now and again? So Rachel, that COVID scripture is the one that we have shared a bit more widely together, I think. But I know you've got a second one. Could you just share the other scripture that's been sustaining you at this time?
My second one is the verses which reminds us that we can soar like eagles. And all through last summer, we had the red kites flying overhead. And I just used to, especially as it was a beautiful summer, I sometimes used to lie out there and watch the eagles and just think, God is carrying me. And even now, that verse is really helpful and supportive, because I sometimes hear those kites crying outside, and it's almost like they're calling me to go outside to watch them just gliding in the air and being carried. And I think God is just reminding me constantly that he is carrying me, even though we're all fed up of all this pandemic now and we just want it to be over, that he is sustaining me until we eventually get to the end of it. And he will sustain me beyond that as well.
I just want to read that because we had that scripture recently, didn't we?
Yeah,
In church. And funny enough, Michael referred to the
yeah,
red
you did.
kites as well. Um, so it's from Isaiah 40, reading from, I guess, verse 27. Why do you complain, Jacob? Why do you say, Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord? My cause is disregarded by my God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord, or those who wait on the Lord, will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Rachel, thank you so much for sharing your COVID scriptures, which every now and again I borrow,
That's
and
fine.
they've
They're
been
not mine, they're God's. Mm,
they've been sustaining me as well. But it's the way you have described how they've kept your faith alive, how they've kept you going.
yeah.
Sometimes when it's really tough,
Mm,
it's that testimony, I think, that's enabled me to piggyback on your blessing, as it were, and
yeah.
use those scriptures as well. So thank you, Rachel, so very much.
Thank you.